What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. In this one, we got a Michigan football report for you guys. Gonna be going over a lot, including Blake Corum's decision on going to the NFL or not, Michigan potentially upping their game in NIL, plus what players and coaches are saying ahead of the game against TCU in the college football playoff semifinals. It's all going to be in this video and more. So if you guys aren't around here, make sure you guys go ahead, leave a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with Blake Corum. He suffered an injury and apparently told ESPN's Adam Schefter that he suffered a torn meniscus in his left knee. His future for Michigan is uncertain right now. However, he is right now 50-50 on returning. We talked about it in a video a couple weeks ago, how he might come back just because of how much NIL money he's making. He might be making more NIL money than he would if he were to go and enter the NFL draft. But Coram said, I'm 50-50. It's a hard decision. I got to think about what's best for myself. And he said, and I don't know where that might be. So while his knee is repairing, he'll be trying to decide whether or not he should come back or go to the NFL. So we'll see what he decides, but right now he said he's 50-50, still trying to find out what's best for him. Then another thing I want to talk about, JJ McCarthy. He announced Friday night that he distributed over $30,000 to children's hospitals and other programs in need. So JJ McCarthy using his NIL money to support others in need. Very generous of him. And Blake Corum, same thing. A lot of these players, they do generous things with their NIL money. Blake Corum giving out turkeys for Thanksgiving. So, and while we're talking about NIL, can go ahead talk about the latest on Michigan's NIL situation. So first of all, I just wanted to say that the Valiant management has secured over $4 million in deals for Michigan student athletes up to this point. Michigan's still kind of dipping their feet in the water in the NIL game. Now, NIL, it's definitely been hurting Michigan recruiting wise. A lot of schools are just handing bags to athletes. Michigan not really doing that, and even if we do get the NIL going, I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to go all out in handing recruits money. He's always been about, transformational, not transactional, and I'm perfectly fine with that as long as recruiting is still good. So Michigan, they're not going to get into a type of bidding war situation with the school for recruits. So there has been talk about big things coming, big announcements soon, so we'll see in the NIL, but it looks like Michigan is opening the door a little bit that's been shut. Michigan has new president Santa Ono, who is huge on athletics, so he has been a very good addition, especially for NIL. Now, one next step for Michigan is getting an NIL director, which would be huge. And Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel actually announced partnerships and collectives a couple days ago. It's kind of a basic one. However, people do expect more major donors to donate more money for student athletes here at Michigan in NIL now that the collectives are in place. So I know NIL can be a bit confusing for a lot of people. If you guys have any questions in the comment section, leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. But pretty much what I can say to you guys is Michigan is finally trying new things and opening the door more to more opportunities for NIL for student athletes here at Michigan, and that'll only help for recruiting. So that's the latest on NIL. Next thing I want to talk about is a new running back for Michigan. That's right, junior Kalel Mullings, a linebacker. Kalel Mullings has been shifting back and forth from linebacker to running back. However, right now, seems like he's practicing a lot more at running back. He still joins defensive meetings. However, he's all offense right now during practices in preparation for TCU. Mullings has had 9 carries, 26 yards, 2 touchdowns over the last 2 games. He had 2 touchdowns against Purdue in the Big Ten Championship. So with Blake Corum not available, Donovan Edwards has really picked up the load, and Khalil Mullings, he's just going to be, that power back, getting the first down on short yardage or getting the touchdown near the goal line. So yeah, that's the latest on that. Let's go ahead and talk about what coaches and players are saying ahead of the matchup in the college football playoff semifinals. First of all, I wanted to talk about Trevor Keegan, what he said to the media. He said, "I feel like last year we were just there for the opportunity." He said, and then he said, "This year we are there to take the opportunity. We knew that we were supposed to be there." So pretty much saying that, last year they were just happy to be there, happy for the opportunity. However, this year they are there to take the opportunity and win a national championship. As Jim Harbaugh put it, it's a happy ride right now. Also, JJ McCarthy after the Ohio State game saying job's not finished. And I think these players, they want revenge on Georgia. It would be cool to see a Michigan-Ohio State national championship. However, I think these players want a shot at Georgia because of what happened last season. That's what they've been working for all offseason, to get back to this point and compete with Georgia this time. So next thing I want to talk about, Sonny Dykes, the TCU head coach. Earlier this week, he said, "We've got to stop the run because that stops their defense." Also, he said, "They have to make the quarterback beat us," which sounds pretty familiar because Ohio State said the same exact thing. However, he also did say it's going to be a big challenge for us. He also said that JJ McCarthy has made a bunch of big plays for them. So TCU knows the challenge, but it's easier said than done for sure. So if they think, they're just going to stop the run, even if they do stop the run, they still have to, play defense against JJ McCarthy in the passing game. So that's what Sonny Dykes said earlier this week. Let's go ahead and talk about what some Michigan players said to the media. These were a couple days ago at their media press conferences. First of all, Will Johnson didn't talk about TCU at first, but he talked about Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson had been tweeting about his performance, how well he's playing. Obviously, Charles Woodson wore the jersey number 2 here at Michigan, so that's a special number. Will Johnson is filling that number really good so far as a true freshman this season. And he just said it was really cool to see Charles Woodson acknowledge his great performance. And then Quentin Johnson, TCU's big, tall wide receiver, who Will Johnson may be matching up against. They talked about him, and he said that he's a big, tall receiver, but he's ready for the challenge. And, Michigan, they just got to stop the jump balls. So Will Johnson, he's ready for the challenge against TCU's offense and wide receivers. And Jake Moody also caught up with the media. He said, "I think last year we kind of got a taste of it," talking about the college football playoffs. And he said, "This year it's a business trip. We are all locked in." Then he also talked about JJ and Donovan and that freshman class last year when they arrived, how things just changed culture-wise when they got in there. They had a different mindset, championship mindset, and it just changed, the locker room. It just changed when that class got in there. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna wrap up today's video. There's not a whole lot going on right now. It is game week now, so we'll be posting hopefully some videos on Michigan versus TCU. It's a big game, college football playoff semifinals for a chance to go to the national championship. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, leave a like, subscribe for more, comment down below, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.